Hello and welcome. Good evening. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshita and Nandgopal. We've got lots lined up for you over the next 1 hour as we focus particularly on the big headlines emerging from the southern states, from poll-bound Tamil Nadu in particular. We'll be focusing on the larger NDA that's rising in Tamil Nadu as TTV Dhinakaran's AMMK has now joined the NDA fold, essentially suggesting that there's been a patch-up between Edappadi Palaniswami and TTV Dhinakaran. They've buried the hatchet. They're calling them each other brothers. They're saying all of this is to bring back Amma's rule in Tamil Nadu. The big question mark, however, is whether TVK is next. Where is Vijay headed to? What is he up to? We're going to be talking about that. Also coming up on the show, we'll be getting you details of the big setback for Udhayanidhi Stalin. Remember the Sanatan Dharma controversy from years ago? It continues to haunt Udhayanidhi Stalin as the High Court has deemed what the Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister said years ago as hate speech when he said that there must be elimination of Sanatana Dharma when he spoke of and compared it to diseases like malaria and dengue. We're going to be talking about that and getting you details of what the Madras High Court said. Those two stories coming your way, but we're going to begin with the big breaking update that's just coming in. It's a big setback for Bangladesh from the ICC. The ICC has rejected Bangladesh's request for a hybrid model, making it very clear that they can choose to play in India for the upcoming T20 World Cup or not be a part of it at all. Bangladesh has been asked to give their final reply by tomorrow. If Bangladesh continues to remain adamant, they're essentially going to be chucked out. They're going to be thrown out of the tournament. They will be replaced by another team, by Scotland. So a no-nonsense approach right now by the ICC. They're making it very clear that the ultimate call is with Bangladesh. But if they're not willing to play in India, there's going to be no plan B, no arrangements or alternate arrangements being made. Nikhil Nas is joining us with more details on this. Nikhil, ultimately, Bangladesh will suffer the consequences of their own decision, of their own actions. That's the message being sent out by the ICC.
In fact, I think it's pretty much sealed on that front, Akshita. And I think it's a very big day in cricket. For the very first time, you'll have a scenario where a team would literally have to sit out of a World Cup because, as you mentioned, that they have refused to move to their stance of not coming to India. So what is it that the ICC has said? And I think this is very important. ICC has actually voted against having Bangladesh coming for that T20 World Cup and not playing in India. So ICC has pretty much told Bangladesh, if you don't want to play in India, you're out. They've said it in as many words. I think they've only made one concession, given them about 24 hours to, if they want to change their stance and come and play in India, maybe then they will be allowed to play here, which I don't think will be possible at the moment with the voices that have been coming out of Bangladesh, especially from the government in charge at the moment. Doesn't look like they'll change the stance. So you'll have an unprecedented situation in the history of cricket where a team would have to be, for a lack of a better word, chucked out of a tournament because they refuse to come and play in India. So as I said, these are big developments. If you trace back to what had been happening for the last couple of weeks, there had been frantic negotiations between the ICC as well as the Bangladesh Cricket Board. In fact, an ICC delegation even visited Bangladesh, told them that, listen, there is no way that we can make an exception for you and allow you to play your games in Sri Lanka. We've done our internal assessment. Our internal assessment tells us it's safe for you to come and play in India, and you have to follow up on that. And many people might see it as India versus Bangladesh. Let me make a distinction there. This is the ICC that has voted against Bangladesh. The meeting that happened, it was voted 14-2 in favor of not having Bangladesh in the tournament if they stick to that stance. So only two countries voted in favor of Bangladesh. Who are the two countries? One, of course, Bangladesh, because they're represented there as well in the ICC board. The second permanent member that was there that voted in favor of Bangladesh is, of course, Pakistan. So not Pakistan backed Bangladesh. Only two countries voted in favor, 14 against. So it was a clear-cut decision for the ICC to take.
Unfortunate, that you're seeing the sport being marred by politics in this manner, but that's what it is. This is ultimately Bangladesh doing this to themselves by, ensuring they're so adamant and stubborn over not playing in India because of whatever political reasons they have to do so. Now we understand, Nikhil, the ball is still very much in Bangladesh's court. They still have an option that in the next 24 hours they can change their mind. So the ICC is giving them that chance.
That's right, they are giving them the chance, but will they take the chance? If I had to hazard a guess, Akshita, I'd say that it seems unlikely, and I'll tell you why. Had this been left to the Bangladesh Cricket Board, they definitely would have done a U-turn. Why? Because they have much to lose. One, of course, to sit out of a World Cup. Secondly, there are going to be a lot of monetary losses as well, which a Bangladesh Cricket Board at the moment cannot afford. But unfortunately, the decision now doesn't rest with the Bangladesh Cricket Board. It's the interim government that's taking all the decision. And you got to also see, why is it that the interim government being so stubborn at the moment? Because in another month's time, you're going to be having the elections in Bangladesh. What I have come to learn from people in Bangladesh, speaking to a lot of journalists, the current mood on ground has been that no, we will not go to India. And that's the current mood of the masses there in Bangladesh. Remember, the government only thinks about votes, government only thinks about vote banks. So it then works in their favor to actually do things that the people would want them to do. Currently, there is a lot of anti-India sentiment in Bangladesh amongst the masses, and that's why the government is following up on this, even though you will have to crucify cricket in Bangladesh because of that. But I think they're ready to take that risk, which is why I think that U-turn seems very unlikely. Most likely, you'll have Bangladesh being replaced by Scotland in that World Cup.
Just imagine that. I bet this is unprecedented, that we're going to see Bangladesh not being a part of the T20 World Cup. Why? Because they've essentially dug their own grave on this, saying very clearly, we don't want to play in India. In the next 24 hours, what decision they come up with will decide their fate in the T20 World Cup. But as Nikhil says, there's possibly no chance really that they're going to go back and say we're okay with playing in India. Thanks very much, Nikhil, for joining us with those details. I'm cutting across to another news break coming in. And it's the same script as Tamil Nadu and Kerala, this time in Karnataka, where there is a governor versus government showdown brewing. Karnataka Governor Thaawarchand Gehlot has refused to address the Karnataka Assembly tomorrow, seeking changes in his speech, much like what we saw in Kerala, where in fact the Kerala governor had changed parts of the speech and delivered his address in the Assembly, or in Tamil Nadu, where the governor had staged a walkout over the speech. Now in Karnataka, the governor Thaawarchand Gehlot has conveyed that he will not address the Assembly as the speech is right now. He wants tweaks, he wants changes. There is an outreach currently by the government as well to the governor, a meeting that's happening in Bengaluru at the governor's residence at Lok Bhavan. Will we see some sort of change of heart from the governor remains to be seen. I'll bring in Sagai Raj, who's joining us live from the Vidhan Saudai in Bengaluru. Sagai, the stage being set for a stormy assembly session tomorrow. What's the latest you're picking up? What is the governor's objection? And is there going to be some middle ground reached?
Akshita, I'm outside Lok Bhavan, which was popularly known as Raj Bhavan earlier. And as we speak now, two speakers, UT Khadar and Basaraj Horatti, Parliamentary Affairs Minister HK Patil and Legal Advisor to Karnataka Government, AS Ponnana, are inside Raj Bhavan trying to convince Governor to address the joint gathering. And remember that the government and the ministers claim that this particular session was called after the permission granted from Governor Thaawarchand Gehlot. And at the last minute, he has said that there should be changes which should be made in the speeches. Remember, this particular special session was called opposing VB G, the new bill which was against Manrega. So this session was targeting about this one, Manrega and G, and probably the Thaawarchand Gehlot, who is the governor of Karnataka, was unhappy with a few lines in that particular speech and have informed the Chief Secretary of Karnataka that he will not be coming. And thereafter, now as we speak, the ministers and the speakers are trying to convince Thaawarchand Gehlot in his residence.
So we'll track what is the outcome of that particular meeting. Thanks, Sagai, for joining us with those details. All right, let's move on to what's happening in Tamil Nadu. Months away from an election, both sides, whether it's the DMK or the AIADMK, are ensuring they fix their alliance strategy. The NDA strategy is very clear here. They're trying to bring in as many parties into the fold. And the latest is those images on your screens. Piyush Goyal, who is the BJP in charge for in Tamil Nadu for the party, also managed to now bring in TTV Dhinakaran of the AMMK. It's a party that many would say is not very significant really in the political scheme of things in Tamil Nadu, but important messaging that goes across, that the NDA will bring as many parties to their fold as possible and there will be no vote cutter elements really allowed. And a message of a united AIADMK, or at least what was the erstwhile AIADMK, against the DMK. Let's get you all of the big updates that have come in on this.
The NDA is expanding in Tamil Nadu. After the Patali Makkal Kachi, TTV Dhinakaran's Ammal Makkal Munnetra Kadagam has joined the BJP alliance. The announcement was made by Dhinakaran himself after he met BJP's Tamil Nadu poll in charge Piyush Goyal. The two leaders pledged to uproot the ruling DMK.
இந்த தேர்தலில் அம்மா மக்கள் முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தின் ஒவ்வொரு நிர்வாகியும் தொண்டரும் என்டிஏவின் வெற்றிக்காக தமிழ்நாடு முழுவதும் அவர்கள் ஓயாமல் உழைத்திடுவார்கள். உறுதியாக 21 தவறிய அம்மாவின் ஆட்சியை இந்த முறை நாங்கள் உறுதியாக தமிழ்நாட்டிலே உருவாக்கி காட்டுவோம் என்பதை இந்த நேரத்தில் நான் மகிழ்ச்சியோடு சொல்லிக்கொள்கிறேன். All of us in the NDA are all committed to removing this corrupt DMK government, this incompetent DMK government which is attacking the people of Tamil Nadu.
The AMMK's entry into NDA comes just ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's rally in the state on Friday, which will be attended by all the alliance leaders. Sources say the AMMK has demanded of 11 assembly seats to contest. The BJP is likely to negotiate with AIADMK Chief Edappadi Palaniswami on Dhinakaran's behalf. EPS has welcomed AMMK into the NDA, saying that like-minded parties need to work together to end what he called the tyrannical rule of the DMK. Earlier, EPS had promised that more parties will be joining the NDA.
வருகின்ற சட்டமன்ற தேர்தலில் அதிமுக தலைமையில் NTA இணைந்து எல்லாமே இணைந்து நாங்கள் பணியாற்றிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். இன்னும் சில கட்சிகள் எங்க கூட்டணியில் வந்து சேர இருக்குது. சந்தர்ப்பம் ரொம்ப சொல்லுவோம்.
The DMK, on the other hand, has alleged that AMK was pressurized to join the NDA.
He does not want to join DMK because he has been opposing DMK since the beginning. So he might have been pressurized by the BJP to do that.
Dhinakaran joining the NDA is significant because this could curb any split in the AIADMK vote. His presence brings symbolic unity to the AIADMK and positions AIADMK as an inheritor of Jaya's legacy. The AMMK leader will also add to the AIADMK's organizational muscle. Dhinakaran comes from the influential Theva community. He had managed to win from RK Nagar as an independent candidate in 2017. The BJP will try next to bring DMDK into the NDA, making the anti-DMK alliance even more powerful on paper. With Anaga Kesav and Pramod Madhav, Bureau Report, India Today.
A lot has changed in Tamil Nadu politics, particularly in how the AIADMK looked versus what it's like now. And so since there's all of this talk of a 10-year trend of 2016 to 2026, let me just show you what really several of these key figures of the AIADMK in 2016 are up to now. 2016 is the year that J. Jayalalitha Amma had passed away. Edappadi Palaniswami is now the AIADMK General Secretary, the boss of the party. Then you have O. Pannirselvam, who is out of the AIADMK and exited the NDA. So there's still a big question mark on where he's headed or what he's going to do next. TTV Dhinakaran is the AMMK chief, which is the Amma Makkal Munnetra Kazhagam. He is now part of the NDA. Again, VK Sashikala, a big question mark, former AIADMK leader, not officially in the AMMK either. So there's still a bit of ambiguity of what she's up to really and what will be her next step. But let me open this up to our panelists this evening. From the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, we've got A. Saravanan, spokesperson of the DMK, Kovai Satyan, spokesperson of the AIADMK, and Dr. Suman C. Raman, political analyst. Vanakkam, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. Dr. Suman C. Raman, I'd like to begin with you. Does someone like a TTV Dhinakaran even matter? Ultimately, if you look at his vote share, about 2% in 2021, 2024, below 1%.
No, TTV Dhinakaran matters a lot. The reason is twofold. One, his vote is a concentrated vote. That 2% is not coming from 234 constituencies across the state. It is concentrated in about 20 to 30 constituencies. Last time, he polled, in 2021, he polled more than 10% of the vote in 14 constituencies. And he secured more than 10,000 votes in 31 constituencies. So in a tight contest, that's a crucial, support to have. The second point is again related to his community. See, there was an increasing feeling that the AIADMK was becoming a party of Gounders because of Mr. Edappadi Palaniswami, Mr. S.P. Velumani, Mr. Tangamani, and all of them from the Kongu belt. Now, the Thevar community, largely, which is called Mukulathor community, that community was drifting away, and they were a strong support base of AIADMK in southern Tamil Nadu, where the party did very poorly in 2021. One of the reasons they lost the election. Now that vote could come back because Mr. TTV Dhinakaran is back. It is also possible that Sashikala may give her blessings. She may not, be part of anything, but
Right.
she could bless. She's already said that she wants Amma's rule to come back and so on. So I think that what has now happened is, for all practical purposes, Mr. OPS has been completely isolated because all his lieutenants have left him. Today, the
Yeah.
last of the Mohicans, Mr. Vaidilingam,
Has
also
joined the
joined the
DMK. Yeah.
so he is completely isolated. So I think that this is a huge morale booster for the NDA, and it's starting to take shape now. PMK of Dr. Anbumani Ramadas, now AMMK joining the
Yeah,
alliance,
and there's talk of
and
DMDK too. But the question that will then come up is, Kovai Satyan, your opening comments or what's playing out within the NDA is that does the AIADMK only stand a chance if you bring all of these parties together to take on the DMK?
Message from our leader is very clear. Based on the experiences in 2021, why we sought the mandate for the third consecutive time, we lost the throne with just 216,000 votes in almost 45 constituencies. We lost a constituency with a bare minimum of 150 votes to a tune of 5,000 plus votes. So if we had secured 216,000 votes, the other party would have continued as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. So leader message is very clear. Anybody who has the intention to throw this dynasty rule away from Tamil Nadu and show the door for DMK, who had pushed Tamil Nadu into darkness, should unite together. So that's a common minimum program what we have to show the door to the dynasty rule. So it doesn't matter whether it is a party with 1%, 1.5, 2, 5, 10 or 15. Who has got this thought in their mind that DMK and the family-run party is not good for Tamil Nadu? It has to be shown the door. So we welcome AMMK. And this is not the end. The journey continues. But look at 10 months back when he said a formidable alliance will be formed in the upcoming assembly. DMK mocked us. They said that this is what you said in the Lok Sabha. No one came. AIADMK is a party like an untouchables one. Nobody is willing to take any risk. BJP came into our fold, followed by PMK, now AMMK. Wherein DMK, they are not sure who are there with them.
No, but you haven't really broken
They're
into
not able to give
you
up.
haven't really broken into any of the parties that were traditionally with the DMK either. Those parties remain solidly with the DMK. Mr. Saravanan, I'll bring you in on this.
Yes.
Can we compare apple versus apple?
How is the DMK viewing all that's happening? You know, is this a point of concern ultimately that so many parties are now joining the NDA? You combine that vote share, it does become a formidable number, a challenge perhaps.
Yeah, there are two aspects to it. The first and foremost is nobody wants, the people of Tamil Nadu does not want Amit Shah to be the de facto chief minister of the state of Tamil Nadu. So they will outrightly reject the alliance that has been formed. And the second aspect is that the pro-incumbency wave that is sweeping across the state of Tamil Nadu because of the extremely great job the DMK government has done, especially the kind of goodwill the chief minister has. That charisma and the popularity the chief minister has is unmatched. No other leader in the state of Tamil Nadu carries as much as heft as that of the chief minister, Mr. MK Stalin. So these are the two things which are going to decide the 2026 elections. What the ADMK now doing or the NDA now doing is that they are just cobbling up the alliances which they lost the 2021 elections. All these parties were with them when they lost the 2021 elections. So now only they are trying to bring them into the fold. But whereas the DMK alliance, which is a formidable alliance, all the parties who are there with us from 2019,
the Congress too?
from 2019 when this alliance is intact, we have won all the elections. The BJP and the ADMK are not able to win any elections against our alliance.
But Saravanan, let's face it. Let's say you're saying
Yes.
there's pro-incumbency, but let's say there's a bit of anti-incumbency, and you have your total vote share taking a hit. In 2021, you were at 45%. That's for the entire alliance, of course. Let's say it takes a slight hit. And then you had the AIADMK alliance at about 39%. They go up. Then what do? You are in a situation where then maybe a Vijay is the decider.
See, it's very easy. It's very easy, very simple to say, give us hypothetical answers. So that's not how politics happens. Small thing, 2 crore families in the state of Tamil Nadu has benefited one way or the other by the welfare scheme implemented by the DMK government. Apart from that, the kind of work the DMK workers have done, is especially in the SIR, and the kind of booth level workers we have engaged is unbelievable. And every week from February, we are going to have meetings of booth level workers. So they are the ones who are going to galvanize. And just few months back, we have also ensured that 2 crore people join the party. This is the kind of strength with which we are going to face the elections. And look at the trend overall that is sweeping across the country. That please, if a government is doing well, please give them another term. Even if ADMK can win 2 terms, the DMK will easily win this 2026 elections. Selvi Mamata Banerjee is continuing there. Maharashtra, it is continuing. Madhya Pradesh, it is continuing. Uttar Pradesh, it is continuing. Haryana, it is continuing. Bihar, it is continuing. Jharkhand, it is continuing. The examples
Okay,
are
long list.
numerous.
Long list. Kovai
Yes.
Satyan.
So
Kovai
that is the
Satyan.
trend that is sweeping across the state, across the
Ultimately,
country.
the DMK is saying there's no challenge whatsoever. There's pro-incumbency in Tamil Nadu.
I'm finding it hard to control my laughter in the national media.
Don't control.
They are just
Don't control.
boasting
Please
about
laugh.
2 crore members. We achieved that number 2 years ago. 2 crore and 6 lakh were our membership
But
count
in
2 years ago.
2024 elections,
He is now
you drew a
talking about
blank.
booth level
2024 elections, you drew a
activities
blank.
starting February. 8 months ago, 9 office bearers per booth were appointed who are below the age of 45. 6 are men and 3 are women. So 6,97,000 booth level office bearers are appointed 8 months ago by our leader EPS, and they are on the ground working. Now they are talking about these basics. Look at their priority. MK Stalin is exposed as the number one liar Chief Minister Tamil Nadu has ever seen. The biggest lie is the poll manifesto promises, and the other biggest lie is he said none of his members from the family will be into public life and politics. Having shamelessly lied, now he is trying to crown his son in the upcoming 2026 assembly. Tamil Nadu people doesn't want dynasty politics. Father, son, grandson, great grandson, they are sick and tired and fed up of this culture and the fake promises of DMK.
Okay.
Congress is unsure about how they are going to take it forward with DMK because on the ground, Congress and DMK has not gelled. One faction wants to break away, another faction wants to stay with DMK. VCK is omnipresent. They lost their identity now. They are struggling to see whether they stay with DMK or PMK, another breakaway faction, is going to come and join and spoil their fortunes. Communist, whether you call them, they are a party here with the DMK or not, doesn't matter. So going by the comparison of Apple with Apple, BJP is a bigger party than Congress. PMK, who have joined us, is bigger than VCK.
Okay,
AMMK
quickly,
is bigger
Saravanan.
than Communists. Three
Saravanan,
parties
quickly
in
your
DMK have
response.
already
Look,
lost their
ultimately,
status of symbol and
See,
recognition.
ultimately the message
Let
from
them build
NDA
these
is we're
castles in the
united.
air.
And the constant bickering that you hear between DMK and Congress leaders themselves speaking of power sharing, it's not the best picture that's being painted, is it? You'll have the Prime
See.
Minister in Tamil Nadu in 2 days and there'll be this big show of unity.
Yeah, see, Akshita, you brought in that the Prime Minister is going to be here in 2023. Sorry, on the
On
23rd.
yeah.
Yeah, on the 23rd. See, I will tell you what the Prime Minister is going to speak. The Prime Minister is going to say, Tamil is in my heart. Tamil is in my brain. Tamil is in my lips. The people, wherever I go, I think of the people of Tamil Nadu. I am proud. I am decrying the fact that I am not born as a Tamil. Thiruvalluvar is a great saint. Tirukural is a great book which the BJP has popularized across the world. This is what he is going to say. And one more thing he is going to say. which is say we have said the same thing about ADMK in 2014, that ADMK is the most corrupt party in 2014, and again in 2013 they said Mr. Edappadi Palaniswami is the most corrupt chief minister. Now they are going to come and say DMK is a corrupt party. These are the two things the Prime Minister is going to speak on the 23rd. But what the people of Tamil Nadu want to listen from the Prime Minister is, when is he going to accord sanction to the Madurai Metro? When is he going to accord sanction to Salem Metro?
Akshita.
When is he going to clear the
Yeah.
Hosur Airport project? And when is he going to construct the aims at Madurai? And when is he going to release this 2,500 crore? These are the issues which matter to the people of Tamil Nadu. Is he going to speak to that?
Akshita,
Yeah, but
And there is another aspect, Akshita, there is another aspect. That is the anti-incumbency of the BJP. 11 years they are in power. What have they done? They have ruined the entire country. That anti-incumbency is also going to rub on the ADMK, and that
Okay.
is going to sink ADMK this time.
Dr. Sumansi Raman.
yeah, Akshita, just one correction. It is TTV Dhinakaran was not with the AIADMK in 2021. In fact, AIADMK lost 21 seats exclusively because Mr. Dhinakaran's party polled more than the difference between the winning DMK alliance candidate and the AIADMK candidate. Not one, not two, 21 seats. So we have to clearly, and mind you, the NDA alliance is not done yet. There are more partners who are likely to sign up. Not just the DMDK, there could be more surprises. Just wait for a few more days and there could be more surprises. But now this is a contest. Now, until 2 weeks ago, yes, the DMK had its nose in front because they had a firm alliance, and the NDA, what is happening? There are just 2.5 parties there with the BJP, AIADMK, and see. Now there is momentum. PMK has come on board. Now AMMK has come on board.
Yeah.
With possibly potentially a DMDK.
No,
and
so essentially the question is whether, Saravanan, the DMK is underestimating what's happening with the NDA. And I'll ask that question again to you about the imaging of the kind of picture that's being painted, the optics involved here. The NDA, a show of solidarity with the DMK. There's all of these questions with what's happening with the Congress.
Yeah, see, 2019, our vote share was 52%. Because it was the same story. All the NDA allies were together. They said, we are a strong alliance. 2021, again in 2024, they were separated. ADMK did not join with the BJP. The vote share dipped. I am saying, whoever is going to ally with the BJP, let them go join the BJP. It is all the more better for us because there is a clear case of anti-incumbency of the BJP. There is clear antithetical forces. People in the state of Tamil
That's in
Nadu
a
does
central
not
election.
like
You
the
can
BJP.
argue anti-incumbency against the BJP if it's a parliamentary election.
That's what. It's not like elsewhere, erstwhile, where there was the decisions, but now every decision that is made by the center is affecting the common man. If the petrol prices are high, that is because of the policy of the union government. If you're not getting funds, that is because of the policy of the union government.
Okay. Kovai
The problems we
Satyan,
face
the optics.
are all tied to the union government.
On the optics
So
and their
the
narrative
anti-incumbency
always
there
in
will
Tamil
certainly
Nadu that
reflect here.
the state is anti-BJP.
All I can say is the accusations of DMK that nothing had come to Tamil Nadu because of the BJP at the center is admitting the incompetence of MK Stalin. It's like a student who had scored 0 in an exam, crying foul, saying that he has answered every question, the teacher has not given the marks. That's the reality. What DMK has done for the state of Tamil Nadu, what they have done on the promises that they have given is the important question. What DMK has done for Tamil Nadu is 0. What DMK has done for Tamil Nadu is promising dawn, they push Tamil Nadu into darkness. And they have made the state as the drug state of India. There is a severe deterioration of law and order. There is a severe escalation of prices which has affected a common man. Companies are moving away from Tamil Nadu. This is the reality on the ground. They crying foul on metro project where they have not done their work properly is nothing but crying the foul game, which is not going to be a hit with the people of Tamil Nadu.
No,
The question here is that does Tamil Nadu wants a dynasty rule or with one family looting the entire state for their welfare? Or Tamil Nadu really needs a people government represented by a common man at the helm of affairs?
Ultimately,
The answer
with
is
what's happening.
common man at the helm of affairs like
Akshita,
Edappadi
10
is the
seconds
answer.
to me. 10 seconds to me,
10
Akshita.
seconds, Sarvan,
10
please.
seconds to
I have
me.
to wrap this up
Yeah.
quickly.
No, yeah. That's what. See, the only question is before the people of Tamil Nadu is, do they want a rule which uplifted them, which gave them 11.9% growth, or is it want slaves
Okay.
who are falling at the feet of Mr.
I'm-
Amit Shah just to escape enforcement directorate?
I'm
That
wrapping
is the
this
question.
up. I'm wrapping
Yes.
this up. I'm wrapping this up. Dr. Suman C. Raman, Mr. Saravanan, and Kovai Satyan, thank you very much for joining us and breaking down really what you have to say about what's playing out in Tamil Nadu. Next few days also crucial. The day after, on Friday, Prime Minister Modi will be in Chennai for what's expected to be an NDA show of strength. Sticking to news from Tamil Nadu, let's also focus on what's happening within the DMK. What the DMK once dismissed as political speech has now been declared as hate speech by the Madras High Court. This is what Udhayanidhi Stalin had said years ago, which led to this huge, massive controversy on Sanatana Dharma. When he compared it to dengue, when he compared it to malaria, called for it to be removed, wiped out. The Madras High Court has said today that that was hate speech.
Sanatan is like dengue and malaria, a remark that haunts Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister Udhayanidhi Stalin, and now trouble is clearly mounting. The Madras High Court came down heavily on Udhayanidhi, observing that his 2023 remarks on Sanatan Dharma amount to hate speech. The Madurai bench observed that the comments were a clear attack on Hinduism, noting that the language used went far beyond political criticism. The court clarified the phrases like Sanatan or Ripu implied genocide and culturicide, signaling the eradication of a people or culture. In a sharp observation, the court also flagged a disturbing trend of those who initiate hate speech often going unpunished, while those who react face the law. Back in September 2023, Udhayanidhi Stalin sparked nationwide outrage when he compared Sanatan Dharma to dengue and malaria, saying it must be eradicated in the name of social justice. Critics called it a call for genocide, a charge Udhayanidhi later denied.
சிலவற்றை நாம் ஒழிக்கத்தான் வேண்டும், எதிர்க்க முடியாது. கொசு, டெங்கு காய்ச்சல், மலேரியா, கொரோனா இதையெல்லாம் நம்ம எதிர்க்கக்கூடாது, ஒழித்து கட்ட வேண்டும். சிலவற்றை நாம் ஒழிக்கத்தான் வேண்டும், எதிர்க்க முடியாது. கொசு, டெங்கு காய்ச்சல், மலேரியா, கொரோனா இதையெல்லாம் நம்ம எதிர்க்கக்கூடாது, ஒழித்து கட்ட வேண்டும்.
The High Court quashed an FIR filed by Tamil Nadu police against BJP leader Amit Malviya, ruling that his post criticizing Udhayanidhi was not hate speech, but a response to an inflammatory statement. The DMK continues to defend Udhayanidhi, insisting there was no hate intent.
It is not hate speech. He only said that what he asked, what is Sanatana Dharma? Nobody could answer what is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means indestructible. What is indestructible? Nobody said. Let them say what is indestructible, and then let us discuss about Udhayanidhi's speech.
The BJP says the verdict exposes DMK's vote bank politics and deep-seated hostility towards Hindu beliefs.
I really thank the Honorable Court for bringing out the truth, because the DMK's vote is built on the anti-Hindu sentiments and hatred towards Hindus, particularly for their vote bank politics.
The court has spoken clearly. Words matter, and so does accountability. Whether this translates into a legal action against the Deputy Chief Minister now remains the big question. With Pramod Madhav and Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
And let's get you also the latest ground report by Pramod Madhav. The state's political landscape is, of course, buzzing with alliance shifts, defections and high-stakes maneuvering. And here on India Today, we're continuing to get you the voices from the ground on the issues that matter to them. Pramod Madhav, or our election Basha, is in Theni. Here's his ground report.
Basha in one of the most important places when it comes to Tamil Nadu, a location which actually proved that one man's resilience and one man's firm belief can actually save thousands of people, and that one man is considered to be responsible for constructing a dam that has now become the irrigation and the life sources for 5 districts, which includes Theni and the surrounding several districts over here, Sivagangai, Ramanathapuram, Dhinakaran and Madurai. The important aspect when it comes to Theni, where we are, is this water that has been stored and sent from the connection of Mullai Periyar Dam. Like we said, for one particular village here, even though it's an entire Theni, Colonel Pennyquick is very important, and that is why for this Pongal you could see that his portrait is also being carried over here. And on this side, you could see the celebration, something called as Tevar Atam, which is very important. And then you could see them who are dancing at this location. This is an ancient form of dance where villagers come together and along with drums and such, they will just carry a cloth and everybody come together and they celebrate. It's a part of Pongal and it is a kind of a celebration where everybody come over. Just like how you cannot break Pongal from the festivities of Tamil Nadu, this is Silambam, a very important art form which uses a perivadi or a big stick, and it is used as a form of protection. From the ancient period, this was the first kind of martial art, and that's what you see over here. Children, they are performing Silambam in front of the Pongal festival and the Pongal where the rally is coming over. Behind you, you could see Devaratam, but in front, these are the children from Tamil Nadu who are showing their effect through the Silambam over here, and this is how Pongal is celebrated. Well, one important aspect is that like when it comes to Silambam, you can move and do, but at the same time, when the location of spot is very, very less, you will do from a single spot. And one varasa is called as Tala Varasa. Tala Varasa kaatenge.
We're interrupting that report to get you the first images of US President Donald Trump in Davos. He touched down in Zurich about an hour ago and then finally has now reached Davos, the World Economic Forum. We're counting down here on India Today to Trump's address, an address the world will be watching considering the constant comments that he's been making against the EU leaders, considering what's happening with Greenland, with Venezuela and so much more, tariffs as well. So amid all of that, the US President touching down at the World Economic Forum in just about 30 minutes from now. He's expected to speak in Davos. A slight delay in his schedule after he faced that tech glitch on his flight landing in his flight taking a U-turn essentially, and him having to take a second flight to Switzerland. But now in those fleet of choppers you see there that US President Donald Trump has reached Davos. Now, there is going to be huge spotlight on what Trump really says in his address, because in the last 24 hours alone, you've seen several European leaders seize this opportunity to send out a very clear message to Donald Trump from a global platform, from a platform like the World Economic Forum, from the very stage in Davos. So what will Trump say in response to them is the question. He's been, of course, firing off tariff threat one after another, going after Greenland, clearly eyeing the country, making it very clear that he's going to squeeze these EU countries till they hand over Greenland. And that really is what's led to several of these EU countries taking him head on, with the likes of even French President Macron suggesting and saying that we prefer respect over bullies. The message from the Canadian Prime Minister, Mike Carney, also saying nostalgia cannot be a strategy, has also been one that's resonated with so many other world leaders. But brace yourself for what's going to be a very headline-grabbing speech, and one that's no doubt going to also send ripples across the world. Pranay Upadhyay of India Today Global is joining us with more on this. Pranay, first images of Donald Trump touching down in Davos. This is the moment the world is watching. Let's be very clear that whatever Trump says now at that platform in Davos is going to have ripples, is going to have consequences for the entire world.
Absolutely right, Akshita. This is going to be a very important engagement. And this is, in fact, this interaction of President Donald Trump with the European leaders and other leaders who are present there at the World Economic Forum is going to decide the course of the transatlantic partnership we are looking at. Because in last 1 year of President Donald Trump in his second presidency in White House has actually changed many things. And the kind of tensions, kind of fishes we are looking at in the NATO partnership, in the transatlantic partnership between the United States and European Union. So clearly, be it the Greenland issue, be it the Russia-Ukraine issue, be it the future of NATO, or even the future of the United Nations and various world organizations. That will be decided, in this interaction. And President Donald Trump has, you have heard him, you have seen him discarding and rejecting the idea proposed by French President Emmanuel Macron that, he is ready to host a G7 meeting, emergency G7 meeting to discuss about the Greenland and NATO partnership and Russia-Ukraine conflict, to which President Donald Trump has rejected that idea. And he said that I am already interacting and talking to the other leaders, those who are direct stakeholders. So clearly, President Donald Trump is in his own course. Be it his board of peace, many people are talking about that President Donald Trump is, in fact, seeding the idea of an alternative United Nations. So he is in a way deciding the course of his own legacy, and in fact, he's scripting the new world order.
Mm-hmm. And the last 24 hours, Pranay, the fact that at this very platform in Davos, you've had European leaders taking on Trump head on. They're not shying away anymore. So many of them are sending across a very clear message to Trump that enough is enough. We're not going to take it. You go ahead and threaten us with tariffs, we'll hit back. And so it's very clear right now that this stage that we're going to see where Trump is going to speak, the focus is perhaps going to be largely on what his message is going to be to the EU on tariffs and much more.
Indeed, Akshita, if you see, there is a pushback from the European Union, and this pushback is quite important and quite existential for the European Union, because if President Donald Trump, who is hell-bent to take Greenland and make it U.S. territory, to acquire Greenland at any cost, this is going to break the transatlantic partnership, because the partnership between European Union and United States. Because what President Donald Trump has done in last 1 year, that he has he shook the confidence of European Union, and now Europe is realizing that they cannot rely upon United States as a net security provider for the European Union, be it the Russia-Ukraine conflict or be it the issue of Greenland. President Donald Trump has pushed European Union to, and especially the countries, those who are members of the NATO alliance, to commit more. Their economies are already, in a troubled phase. And at that point of time, President Donald Trump has explicitly said in as many words that he hardly cared about the future of Europe. And in fact, he's going to decide the course. And if Europe want the role of the United States as a net security provider, they should be, taking more responsibility. They should be committing more money for that. And in fact, that is actually causing the strain in the partnership.
All right, Pranay, thanks for those details. I want to bring in Rajdeep Sardesai, who's joining us from Davos, from the World Economic Forum, where our team is there to get you every live update of what Trump has to say. What a crucial time for Trump to be speaking, Rajdeep. You've been catching all of the action playing out there in Davos. The question also is about whether Davos now is adjusting itself to Trump's worldview, or is this global elite gathering finally losing its influence over real political power?
Thanks very much, Sonal, first of all, for having us here in Davos, where we are at the India Today, Business Today, Davos brainstorm. Look, all eyes are on Donald Trump. And the very fact that Donald Trump is coming here to Davos in the middle of all this global uncertainty between Europe and US reflects the importance of the World Economic Forum in a way. It provides him an opportunity to reach out not just to all the billionaires and various thought leaders assembled here, but indeed to the whole world. And the interesting aspect is he comes just about 24 hours after Mark Carney of Canada and the French President Macron reflected a very different viewpoint to that of Donald Trump. In fact, Carney's speech is going viral. He's speaking about the importance of middle powers, asserting their sovereignty, about the need for a rule-based world order. So they've in a way set the stage for an alternative narrative to the one that Donald Trump has been pushing. And in that sense, Davos provides a platform for the world to hear both views within 24 hours of each other. Yes, the address is primarily to the elites, as you may want to call them, but I do believe that what we are seeing is the use of this platform for the world to try somewhere to reconcile these conflicting worldviews. I don't think Davos is going to solve that problem of these conflicts that are enveloping the world at the moment, but at least it gives some kind of space for engagement in a less hostile environment than you would otherwise find. So I do believe in that sense Davos has in a way asserted its importance to the global community.
Agreed that, it gives room for dialogue, for conversation. Whether it changes anything, that remains to be seen. It could change for the worse. You could be seeing a further escalation if Trump chooses to go all out, aggressively respond to several of these world leaders at the World Economic Forum. We're standing by for that particular address. Here on India Today, you can catch all those live updates. We've got Rajdeep Siddharth Zarabi of Business Today live from Davos, getting you all of the action. 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time is when Trump is expected to speak, and you can catch those live updates here on India Today.